We're going to start in a seated position today, everybody. So today's going to be a lot about twisting. So I want you to just cross your legs, right leg in front, and try to have the cross happen right in the center of the pelvis. Turn your palms up. Close your eyes. Good. And then just imagine as though your head, the crown of your head, was super glued to the ceiling. So slightly draw the chin down and get taller and taller. At the same time, go ahead and roll your shoulders straight up to your ears, back, and then down. Good. Now rock the weight back into your sits bones. Find those. Press them down. Good. Engage your core and see if you can soften your upper ribs in. And just observe your first few breaths here. Good. So stay very tall here. Place your hands together in front of your heart center. If you want to make a connection here, maybe set an intention for the hour ahead of you, you could do that now. Good. Go ahead and open the eyes. Interlace the fingers, press the palms forward. Pull the shoulder blades back as you do this. And then I want you to slowly reach your arms up. Good. Just until you feel the first amount of tension, and then go ahead and stop them. Mine stop right about here if I'm honest. Notice I could force mine all the way up, but I'm not going to do that for this. So keep straightening the arms, keep the shoulders down, keep the upper ribs softening, and then take an inhale here. Turn to the right as you exhale. You're twisting. Notice your arms here. You're not going to move the arms left or right. You're going to keep pressing those up, and you're going to press your left sit bone down into the floor more. Maybe even pull your left hip back a little bit. And just keep growing taller without using just the arms. If you notice, I can really turn if I turn my arms, but that's not what we're doing. Use your internal muscles, your core. Good. Inhale, turn back to center. And then do it to the other side. Feel your core turn you. Don't even move your arms. Good. Notice the right sit bone down. Pull it back a little bit. Try to lift a little higher. Lift through your ribs. Good. Inhale, turn back to center. Release the hands. Flex the feet, and then forward fold. And just stretch a little bit into your hips, your lower back, wherever you feel this. Should feel kind of nice. And just 3 breaths. Long, thorough, deep, fluid breaths. Good. Curl the fingertips back. Press them under your shoulders and press up. Good. This time, we're going to press the hands back a little bit. Uncross the legs. Cross them in the opposite way. Same thing. Center of the pelvis, cross the legs. This time reach your arms up, interlace the fingers, except the index, point it straight up. Same thing though, if you feel the tension, just stop and be honest with yourself. Draw the upper ribs in. So you're not arching your lower back, you're drawing and flattening the spine. So drawing the tailbone down. Take an inhale here. Good, turn to the right again, exhale. Good, when you feel like you can't twist anymore using just your core, and drop your right fingertips to the ground behind you, and then use your left hand, grab the top of your right knee, and use a little bit of leverage, but keep getting taller and taller. Good. So you're on the fingertips of the right hand, so that you're nice and tall. Go ahead and look all the way behind you, full range of motion with the neck. Good, and then just moving your neck, look all the way to the left, to the front of the room. Full range of motion. And kind of like a 50s pinup picture. Good, one more inhale here, and release. Good, reach the arms up again, interlace the fingers, point the index straight up, shoulders down, soften the upper ribs, get tall, take an inhale, and then twist to the other side, exhale. So it's to the left. Again, use your abdominal muscles to twist you. Good, when you feel like you can't go any deeper, drop your left fingertips to the floor, grab the top of your left knee with your right hand, and just twist a little bit more. So it's obvious we could really almost a chiropractor ourselves into the twist here and jerk that lower back, but we're wanting to use the abdominal muscles to do it, especially since we have an hour to open the body. It's all about twists. We're going to do several more. Good. Use the full range of motion of the neck to look behind you. And then moving only your neck, look forward. And all the way to the other side. And one more inhale here. And then release, exhale. Reach the arms up. Inhale, flex your feet. Forward fold as you exhale. Good. Crawl the hands out if it feels good. Now, if you're real tight here, just breathe into whatever you feel. That's why you're here. It's not to necessarily show off your flexibility. It's to become more flexible. Good. Crawl your hands back. Press yourself up. Place the hands behind you. Boat pose. Extend the legs out. Reach the arms forward. If you need to grab the backs of the legs, don't be shy. Otherwise, palms together. Interlace the fingers. Straight arms. Inhale. Don't move your arms. You're going to move them, but just move your core to twist to the right. Good. So feel like the arms aren't helping you twist. It's pure core. Maybe twist a little deeper. Good. Inhale, turn back to center. Other side, exhale. Good. Next, exhale, twist a little deeper. Good. Come back to the center. Inhale, hands to the heart center, exhale. See if you can lightly graze the floor with your right elbow. Just lightly. See how lightly you can place it down. It's a little awkward. It's okay. And anything you don't do very often is awkward. Good. Come back to center. And try the other elbow. So the left elbow. Just graze the floor. Good. Come back to center. Inhale. Lay on your back as you exhale. Good. Hug the knees into your chest. Go ahead and pull the right knee in. Extend your left leg forward. And pull the nose up to your right knee. Flex both of your feet. Point your toes back. Interlace the fingers behind your head. Same exact concept. Barely move your arms. Use your core. Take an inhale. Twist to the right as you exhale. Good. So notice you're not reaching that left elbow anywhere. I don't really care if your right shoulder's on the floor or not. I just want you to feel the twist. Good. Inhale, turn back to center. Reach your arms forward as you exhale. Good. Straighten your right leg straight up. And then press your palms straight up to the ceiling. Palms together. Good. Take an inhale here. Both arms outside of your right leg. Exhale, twist again. Just 3 breaths. Good. Now reach up one more time. Rebend your right knee. Reach forward one more time. Now straighten the right leg forward to match the left leg. Just a couple breaths. And 2, 1, and hug the knees into the chest. Good job. Keep the left knee in. Right leg forward. Flex your feet. Point your toes back. Pull the nose up to your left knee. Interlace the fingers behind the head. So you want that right foot off the ground a few inches. Good. Take your inhale here. Use your core. Twist to the left. Good. Again, notice you're not breaking your neck here. It's just core work. Good. Inhale, turn back to center. Reach your arms forward as you exhale. And straighten your left leg straight up to the ceiling first, and then reach both arms straight up. Press your palms together as you inhale. One more twist. Both arms outside the left leg as you exhale. Yeah, I mean, you can try to lift higher here, but do it from your core. Good. Extend the arms up again. Rebend your left knee. Reach the arms forward, and then both legs straight out in front of you. Just a couple breaths. Yeah, it gets a little intense. And knees into the chest. Nice job. Grab the backs of your legs. Start to rock and roll your way back and forth, gathering some momentum. Eventually, we're going to meet in downward facing dog. So if you want to take a vinyasa, if you know what that is, you're welcome to do that. Got to stretch the belly out. Otherwise, we're just going to meet in that sweet downward facing dog position where your hands are shoulder width apart. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Index fingers point straight ahead. Heels pressing low. Hips lifting high. Maybe fidgeting if you need to fidget. Do it in more of a prescribed way, so it's mindful fidgeting, not mindless. So we want to kind of do what feels right for the body, but at the same time discipline ourselves in a way. So it's not just about doing what feels good, you know. Good, very nice. Go ahead and slide forward to plank position, shoulders stack over your wrist. Feel your belly start to get nice and tight. Feel what happens when you pull the heart forward a little bit and draw the tailbone down towards your heels. Good, shift forward, bend your elbows, inhale, lower halfway. Good, press straight up to plank, downward facing dog. There's a lot of strong chaturangas in here, a few that need a little work. Set the knees down if you feel like that was a lot. Otherwise, let's do 2 more. Inhale, slide forward to plank, shift forward, exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, press straight up, plank pose, downward facing dog, exhale. 1 more to go. Inhale, slide forward, plank. Bend the elbows, shave the ribs with the arms. Press straight up to plank pose, downward facing dog, exhale. Go ahead and unplug your hands, crawl them to the back of the mat. So you're in a pretty simple forward fold. Okay, grab your opposite elbows here, just relax. I'll be here for a half a minute. Let the neck unwind. Allow your knees to bend so it's more about your lower back than it is about your hamstrings. I like to sway a little left and right here. And I like to use any opportunity that I can to really link up with my breath. So you're just plugging into the breath here. You're aware of it. It really is a simple practice in that sense. It doesn't make it easy, especially living in the world that we live in the city that we're in specifically. A lot of busyness, a lot of technology. Good, release the hands down, and then do it again. Grab the elbow in the opposite way so it feels a little different than it did last time. And so it's kind of an opportunity to unplug. At the same time, you want to plug into the breath, but unplug your brain. Good, release the hands down to the ground. Slide the hands to the shins, pull the heart forward, flatten the back, inhale, and then fold in as you exhale. Put a decent enough bend in the knees, and then roll your way up to standing, no rush at all, like a rag doll that has nowhere to be, no agenda. Good. And once your neck stacks on top of the shoulders, bring the hands in front of the heart center, back to that connection point. Good. Let's just take a big inhale through the nose, hold the breath in. And then open the mouth, let it out. Good. Take a few steps up to the top of the mat, so the feet will be hips width apart. And then root your feet down. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up and over your head. And then forward fold as you exhale, bend at the waist, lead with your heart. Good. Come back to the flat back. Inhale, hands on shins or the floor, pull the heart forward. And then just fold in as you exhale, step your left leg to the back of the mat. Good. Come up to your fingertips. I want you to have a lot of distance between your 2 feet. Bend your right knee until the knee's over the heel. Come up to the fingertips again, pull the heart forward, and then reach your arms down by your sides, parallel to the floor. Feel the warmth in your right leg. Feel the outer right hip pull in. There's a little bit of cobra in this. Fine if you're new. We haven't covered cobra yet, so it's like you're rolling your shoulder heads back and down, and then slightly drawing the chin into the throat so the crown of your head is long. And just for this first twist that we're doing standing, see how lightly you can place your left hand on the floor or block inside of the foot. Reach your right arm straight up. And tune into your left hip. It's the same thing we did as we were seated, but now we're in a standing twist. It's all about your left leg, left hip. I could open my right arm all day long and feel a twist, feel it stretch, or I could do an efficient twist and use my belly muscles, pull the heart forward a little bit. That's what we're doing today. Good, efficient movements. You'll take 1 more inhale here. Place the right hand down as you exhale. Lean into your right foot, standing splits. Lift your left leg straight up in the air. Good, relax your neck. Crawl the hands a little closer into your toes. And then come back to the philosophy of basically just relaxing what you don't need to use and using what you do need to use. Real simple. So the neck's relaxed, the face is soft. You're using the right and left legs. That's about it. Take 1 more inhale here. Feet close together, top of the mat as you exhale. Inhale, flatten the spine. And then exhale, fold in. Step your right leg behind. Nice deep step. Come up to the fingertips again. Extend and pull your heart forward. And then reach your arms down by your sides. Feel the warmth in your legs. So there's a tendency for that outer left hip to swing to the left. Can you pull it and squeeze it into the right? And then also squeeze your right hip in to meet the left hip. You'll feel some friction there. Good, very nice. That right leg strong and sharp. And then lightly place your right hand on the floor, fingertips or palm or block. Roll the left chest up. Yeah, I notice when I try to twist here, and I really am honest with myself, I just really can't get that left arm as high as my ego wants it to go. So I kind of got to check that at the front door, make sure I'm making the decisions, not my ego. Take one last inhale here. Place the left hand down on the ground. Lean into the front foot. Lift your right leg straight up in the air. Relax your neck. Crawl the hands a little closer in. Can you feel the inner right thigh spiral up here so you're not opening the hip? Yeah, we'll do that later. And then can you feel every neck muscle that you have, C1 through C5, get soft? Beautiful. Take one last inhale here. Feet together, top of the mat. Exhale. Inhale, flatten the back. Step back to plank position. Hold that. Good. Take a big inhale, plank pose. Lower all the way down to your belly as you exhale. Just going to set up for the cobras, 3 of them. Thumbs by the upper ribs. Pull your elbows in close to the body. Nothing changes with the elbows. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Lift your heart. And then exhale, chin to the ground. 2 more, just like that. Maybe a little higher on the second. Inhale, cobra number 2. Lift and open. Exhale, chin down. 1 more to do. Inhale, cobra, lift, open, and roll. Exhale, chin down. Curl the toes. Inhale, press straight up to plank position. Downward facing dog. Exhale, hips to the sky. Good. Here we go. Start to build the momentum. Palms flat. Fingers spread wide, heels low, hips high. Take an inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, float, or fly to the top of the mat. Exhale. Inhale, flatten the back. Fold in, exhale, stand up. Sweep your arms up and over the head. And then hands to the heart center. Exhale. Do that again. Inhale, sweep and reach. Arms rise. Forward fold. Exhale. Lay the torso out and over your thigh. Inhale, flat spine. Lengthen out. Step or hop the feet back. And lower down. Good. Cobra inhale, move methodically. Exhale, downward facing dog gently. And back to the technique, back to your breath. Let's do a couple more just like that. Inhale, hips lifting, knees bending. Exhale, stepping or floating through to the top. Inhale, look out. Exhale, fold in, press down, stand up. Sweep your arms so high over your head. And then hands where the heart is. Exhale, do it again. Inhale, sweep and reach. Synchronize the breath as you move. Forward fold. Exhale, find that personal groove. Inhale, lengthen out. Fingertips or shins. Step or hop the feet back. Lower down. Keep your elbows in. Cobra inhale. Surf that wave of oxygen. Exhale, press the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Just a couple breaths. Pull that air down low. Find the connection. Good, here we go. One last round. Inhale, wind those hips back, bend the knees, step or slingshot the feet to the top of the mat, please. Inhale, flatten spine. Fold in, exhale, root down to rise. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Good, hands to the heart center. Exhale, one more time. Inhale, sweep and reach and say goodbye. Forward fold, exhale. As you swan dive, inhale, flat spine. Step or hop back, lower down, blending the body, the breath, and the mind. Cobra inhale, up dog, open up, see what you can find. Downward facing dog, exhale, steady breath, steady mind. Squeeze the right knee into your chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then step the right foot through. Spin your back heel flat on the ground. Good. And come up to warrior 1. So the back heel's flat. There's heel to heel alignment. The hips are attempting to be squared. Good. Yeah, so the back leg's super strong here. We're just going to set up warrior 1. Not going to be here too long. Good. See if you can soften the upper ribs in so you're not sticking the butt out behind you. And then just take one more inhale, reach a little higher, hands down to the ground as you exhale. Draw the right leg back, lower slow. Good. That's it. Inhale, open up. You're the one in control. And then exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Squeeze the left knee into your chest, feel the strength. Step the foot through, top of the mat. Spin your back heel flat. Warrior 1, so reach your arms straight up above. And notice it's your back leg that does most of the work here. That's what helps you pull the left hip back. You know, the arms are straight as you can. It's the same philosophy. Maybe your arms don't go as high as you'd like because you feel the tension in the shoulders. Take one last inhale here, hands down to the ground as you exhale. Shoot your left leg back and lower down slowly and sweetly. Inhale, open that heart freely. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Good. Good. Nice job. Inhale, wind the hips back, bend the knees. Step or lightly hop to the top of the mat, please. Inhale, glance forward. Fold in, exhale. Shift most of the weight into your heels here. The backs and the feet, chair pose. So bend your knees deeply. Reach your arms up high. It's the same thing. You know, I can't get my arms as high as I want to without feeling that tension. So you can get the back of the neck longer. So you might not be looking up. Good. And then shift the weight into your right foot. Lift your left foot up. just long enough to find your balance. When you're ready, nice and steady, warrior 3, kick the left leg back, lay the torso forward. Let's see if you can smooth that back leg out so it's straight. And then pull the heart forward. Try not to hammock in your spine so the belly button draws up. It's like you're surfing the wave of your right leg here. You're the surfboard, crown of the head through your left heel. Good. Can you come back to chair pose without skipping a beat? Bend the knees, reach high, shift the weight into your left foot and lift your right leg up. Good. Take a little time, and then when you're ready, find the balance and kick the right leg back nice and steady. Bring the arms wherever's conducive to your experience. And again, just feel like you're surfing that wave. Sometimes you got to nosedive in order to know when to pull the shoulders back. It's just like surfing. Good. Slowly come back to chair pose, feet together. Sink a little deeper, reach a little higher. Take an inhale, forward fold. Exhale, straight legs. Inhale, flat spine. Glancing, step or hop the feet back. Lower down without collapsing. Cobra, inhale, open that heart. Down dog, exhale, right back to the start. Being mindful of your neighbor, lift your right leg straight back. And then go ahead and step it through to the top of the mat. Different pose. We're going to spin the back foot flat. Good. Circle that left arm over and open. Warrior 2. Good. Spread the chest nice and open. Draw the tailbone underneath you. Good. And then let your eyes kind of focus on one point. Good. I keep thinking I'm going to bring some blindfolds to class and put them on the people that need them. Good. You could always close the eyes if it helps. Good. Can you soften anywhere that you're not using right now? Shoulders, nose, lips, eyebrows. Good. Sink a little bit deeper right knee. And then straighten your right leg. Angle your left toes in a little bit more. Maybe even step the back foot in a couple inches for triangle pose. Inhale, reach for that front wall like you're trying to touch it. Don't rush. Exhale, float the right hand down. Usually somewhere around the shin bone or on a block if you grabbed one. Good. Yeah, imagine as though you're squeezing a ball in between your legs here. Keep rolling your left chest open, and then extend your left arm over the left ear. Once you get it there, without changing your upper body, can you reach your right arm forward parallel to your left arm? It's just a question. Good. If the answer is no, you obviously don't do it. And maybe the answer is yes, but you don't even care. You don't even want to do it. That's okay. This class is full of suggestions. Good. Bring the right hand down, reach the left arm up. Now, without the legs locked, use your quadriceps and press up to standing. Good. Bring your hands to your hips for a couple breaths. Pivot your right foot in, parallel to your left. Face the side of the room. Spin your left toes out. Warrior 2. Bend the left knee. Once you bend it, open the arms out like wings. And if your arms start to get a little tired, you could always turn your palms up. It's only a 60-minute class, so we're not holding these as long as if it was a 90 minutes. So maybe the shoulders will be okay. The only difference here is you don't have 4 arms. You only have 2. So they tend to get a little more tired than the legs. Good. Again, come back to that flow of the energy through the eyes. Choose where you want to place them. Good. Firm up that right leg. Maybe bend the left knee a little bit deeper. And then straighten the left leg. Triangle pose. Angle the right toes in a little bit. Inhale, reach for the back wall, which is now the front wall. Exhale, float the left hand down. Somewhere around the shin bone. Roll that right chest open and pull that outer left hip in underneath you. Take an inhale here. Extend your right arm over the right ear. So it's the extended version. And then maybe see if you can reach the left arm forward parallel to the right arm. It's going to be a ton more of core strength. So only do it if you're not reactive to it. If you start to react to anything, it just shows you're going a little bit too far. Steady breath, steady mind. Left hand down, reach the right arm up, use your quads, press all the way up to standing. Hands to the hips, pivot your left foot in parallel to the right, lead with your heart, and forward fold. If you need to bend the knees a little bit, feel free to protect your spine. Drop the hands down. See what you can find. Maybe grab the feet, maybe crawl the hands underneath you. Stay with your breath. Sometimes if you're nursing an injury in your back, your range of motion is limited. I'm just speaking from experience. So you might not go as far as you went yesterday or that you will go tomorrow. That's why you have to be so tuned into the present moment. That's all that really matters. If you listen closely enough, the past is downloaded into your body already. Good. Crawl the hands over to your right foot, spin the right toes to the front of the room, step back to down dog. Maybe take a vinyasa if you want. Good. So cobra if you took it, and down dog if you cobra'd. And we'll start to move on here. Inhale, lift your hips and bend your knees. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat, please. Inhale, glance forward. Fold in, exhale, chair pose. Bend the knees, squat down, reach up. This time stand up, hands to the heart center. Right back to chair pose. Surya Namaskar, B. Forward fold, exhale gracefully. Inhale, flat spine, look out. Step or hop the feet back and lower down. Good, one breath, cobra or up dog, don't rush. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Step your right foot through. Spin your back foot flat, warrior one. One big inhale, reach your arms high. Hands to the ground as you exhale. Right leg back, lower slow. Good, cobra inhale, open up that individual flow. Down dog exhale, same thing, left foot, step it through. Back foot flat, warrior one, inhale, reach for the sky. Hands to the earth, exhale, synchronize your breath with your movement. Left leg back, lower down. Cobra inhale, pull the heart through. Downward facing dog, exhale. Good, just one more round to do. Inhale, lift the hips and bend the knees. Step or spring, top of the mat, please. Inhale, glance forward. Fold in, exhale, chair pose. One breath, bend and squat. Stand up, hands to heart, Tadasana. Back to chair pose, Utkatasana. Forward fold, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Step or hop the feet back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha or Bhujangasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha. Step the right foot through, back foot flat, Virabhadrasana 1. Hands to the ground, full vinyasa. Right leg back, lower slow. Never in a rush, do it at your own pace. Inhale, find that heart space. Downward facing dog, exhale, left foot, step it through, back foot flat. Warrior one, inhale, arms to the sky. Hands to the mat, exhale. Lower down slow. And cobra, inhale, let your breath be enough. Downward facing dog, exhale. Good. Slide forward to plank pose, step your feet together. Good, roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Good, but keep your right hand on the ground. Yes. So it's a twist. Feel your hips do the work for the twist. This one's a great example of what we did in the seated twist because you're forced now to feel the hips do the twist, the core do the twist. Yeah, it's not so easy, is it? Good. Inhale, turn back to center. Switch sides as you exhale. Roll the outer edge of the right foot down. See if you can press your left hand down more and maybe lift your right hip higher. Yes. And then breathe consciously without judging yourself, without being proud of yourself, without getting frustrated. Inhale back to center. Down dog, exhale. Unplug the hands, crawl them to the back of the mat. Feet at least hips width apart. Go ahead and hook on to your big toe with your first two fingers. And then on your inhale, flatten the spine as you exhale, fold in. Again, just see what you can find. A little more leverage should feel kind of nice here, flexibility-wise. If you can't bend the knees or if you can't grab the toes, you can always bend the knees enough. Good. And just plugging back into the breath. Go ahead and release your toes. Crawl the hands back out in front of you, back to downward facing dog. Good. And let's move on. Step your feet together again. Slide forward to plank pose. Roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. And then reach your right arm up. Good. So the right arm's the last thing to come up. So now we kind of taught that in increments. See if you can lift your hips a little higher. Know that you can set your left knee down here. In fact, I view that as an intelligent decision. And then reach your right arm over the right ear. If you want to do something fancy, do it on your own. We're just going to hold this. Good. Now reach your right arm up. Inhale. How slowly can you come into plank pose? And then set your left knee down on the ground. Good. Shoot your right leg back. Reach your left arm forward in a handshake position. And then go ahead and bend that right knee. Reach back with your left hand. Grab a hold of the top of the foot if you can and press it into the hand. Open up that chest. Breathe into your spine and try to unlock tension where you're a little tighter. So I'm speaking to those that are a little hyper flexible in the back. Try not to overemphasize the places you're already flexible. Go to the place that you're a little tighter in the back. Breathe into that. We're going for balance here, not for imbalance. Good. Now delicate. Reach the left arm forward, right leg back. Take an inhale. Set it all down on the floor as you exhale. Step your feet back to plank position. Lower your forearms down to the ground one by one. My favorite pose. Those of you who take my class regularly already know that. I call this thing gratitude pose. So in gratitude pose, you basically draw the belly up, you draw the tailbone down, pull the heart forward, and you be grateful for the stomach muscles that you have. Basically the positively reinforcing the things you already have in your life. And that's what gratitude is. Come back to plank position, one palm at a time. Good. And then lower the forearms down again. But do it with a good attitude and a little bit of gratitude. Know that the knees are down, or knees can always come down if you need them to. Good. Come back to plank pose one more time. Good. Take a big inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Good job. Lift your right leg back. Inhale here. Right knee, right shoulder. Exhale. Squeeze. Exhale. Inhale, sweep your right leg high. Right knee, left elbow, twist it across to that side. Inhale, sweep the right leg back. Step it all the way through to the top of the mat. Good. Spin your back foot flat. Come up to warrior one. Inhale, we've been here before. Take the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Open the chest. Inhale, pull the chest open. Fold inner right leg as you exhale, as you bow with a little bit of devotion. Good. Now some of you, I see that right hip swinging out to the right. See if you can swing that right butt underneath you. Use your back leg to help you do that. You'll feel the right knee move a little bit to the right. You know, some of this stuff's going to go in one ear, out the other. It's just the way it is. It's called seed planting. And sometimes, you know, you got to water the seed before it sprouts, and it only waters through experience. So sometimes you're good just kind of tuning me out, listening to your breath. Good. Come on back to warrior one. Inhale, reach your arms high, and then reopen the arms. Warrior two, exhale. Good. Turn your right palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then bring your right forearm to your right leg. Reach your left arm straight up above. If you're going a little deeper, you're welcome to slide your right hand down to the floor, inside the right foot. Good. And then extend your left arm over your left ear. Good. So you're breathing, you're pressing open, you're pulling that right hip under you. Good. Bend more. There you go. There it is. Good. From here, back to reverse warrior. Use your strong legs. Try not to change them. And then come right back where you were. Right hand down, left arm over left ear. Good. Again, reverse warrior. Inhale, pull through the side body. And then exhale right back where you were. This time, drop your left hand behind your back. Go for the wrap. Wrap the inner right thigh with your left hand. Or take a full wrap. Take the right hand underneath your right leg and grab the fingertips of the wrist. Yeah, so there's options here. There's options for everybody. Good. Now, since we already did triangle pose, I want you to see if you can straighten your right leg at all, even if it's 2 inches. Yeah. Yeah, feel that. Keep your chest open. Press that back into the wall behind you. Good. Now, everybody look down in front of your right toes. If you need to release the right hand down for half moon pose, please do, but keep your left hand behind your back. Bend the right knee, crawl the right hand forward, or try the full bound half moon with both hands bound. That one's hard as hell. And wherever you are, breathe. Try to stack those hips. Laser-like focus here. Yeah, feel that strong back leg energized. That's going to help you balance. Good. Now, wherever that left arm is, right hand down, left arm to the sky. Inhale. Bring your left hand down to the ground as you exhale. Square your left hip, even with your right hip. Relax your neck. And then I want to see if you guys can bend your right knee enough to get your palms on the ground. Good. And then maybe even step your right foot back a few inches. We'll try a few kick-ups for a handstand here. Use your straight left leg to swing it up. You can do a little kick-up. Your right foot might lift off the ground 1.5 inches. Or maybe you come up to the full handstand. I guarantee you, whoever tried this for the first time ever didn't land it. Neither will you. Good. 3 or 4 hops. Give it a try. Good, Jillian. Good. Give it one more hop, and then meet in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Good. Separate your feet shoulder width apart. Lift your toes. Slide your hands all the way underneath your feet so you're standing on the hands. If you have any slack left over, maybe you want to lengthen out on the inhale and fold in on the exhale. Feel the warmth in the body and how this probably wouldn't have been possible without the prior work that we put in. Or maybe it would be, but maybe we'd pull a muscle doing it. Now we're warm, the body's malleable, it's softer, it's moldable. Okay, so often people are in a hurry to get into the big poses. You got to put your time in. You can't get to step 10 before you do step 1. Good. Release the hands from the feet. Go ahead and separate the feet a little bit wider apart. Let's come into that malasana, that yogi squat. Point the toes out a little bit. Press the palms together in front of your heart. Good. Pull the chest up. And then drop your right hand down to the ground. Slide it to the right. Reach your left arm up. So it's a twist. Good. It's also a bind if you want it. You can take that left hand behind the back. Try to connect your hands. You reach that right arm around that right knee. Go ahead and slowly release. Good. Switch sides. Left hand to the ground. Slide it to the left. Reach your right arm up. Good. And then maybe take the right hand behind the back. From my experience, it takes quite the shoulder flexibility to do that bind. But you know what happens? Happens with practice. Before you know it, you might be able to take it. Good. Release it all. Good. Come back to the forward fold. Hands on the ground. Parallel your feet. Inhale, come back to the flat back. Lengthen out. And then step or hop the feet back. Take the vinyasa. Lower down slow. Good. Cobra. Inhale. Open up. Feel the flow. Feel the rhythm. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Nice job. Step your feet together. Slide forward to plank position. Roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. And then the very last thing that comes up will be that left arm. Remember, you can set your right knee down. Say you're nursing an injury on your right wrist. Didn't happen to your left wrist at the same time. That's usually very unlikely to injure both things at the same time. So you might modify. Extend your left arm over the left ear. If you're going to do something fancy, do it on your own. Otherwise, press out of the right shoulder. Lift the hips a little higher. And beautiful. And then left arm up. Last inhale here. Slowly plank position. Everybody set your right knee down. Good. Right underneath that right hip. Find the geometry of the pose. Shoot your left leg straight back. Pull the belly up. Reach your right arm forward. Handshake position. So you're not hammocking in your spine. Bend your left knee. Reach back with your right hand. See if you can grab the top of the left foot. And again, I want you to distribute the curvature of your spine into a place that needs it. No, if you're real tight, every place needs it. But if you're super open in the back, you got to look for that specific place. Yeah, you're like your own chiropractor right here. Your own masseuse, your own therapist. Nice and easy. Right arm forward, left leg back. Take your inhale. Set everything down as you exhale. Step back to plank position, 1 foot at a time. And then gratitude pose. Lower those forearms down one at a time. Good. This time I'll give you guys options. Lift your right toes off the ground. And just an option. Good. Set the right toes down. Lift the left toes off the ground. Good. Left toes down. Come back to plank pose. Good. Take an inhale. Back to forearm plank. Good. Just one more time. This time, roll onto the tops of your feet if you want more. Yeah, it's not easy on the tops of the feet. But this is power yoga, not flower yoga. Lift your right toes if you want it. Good. Switch. Right toes down. Lift your left toes. Good. Left toes down. Back to plank pose, one palm at a time. Curl the toes if you tuck them. And then downward facing dog. Beautiful. Lift your left leg, last side. Inhale. Left knee, left shoulder. Exhale. Squeeze. Inhale. Pull that left leg back, please. Into the other elbow across the body. Inhale. Sweep it high. Step it all the way through. Spin your back heel flat. Warrior one. Inhale. Sweep up with control. Take your hands behind the back. Interlace. Inhale, pull open that heart space, and then fold inner left leg. Relax your neck. And feel how you can really use that strength of your back leg to pull that left hip in. Yes. Yeah. So it's more of a hip stretch. It's more of a shoulder stretch. Your neck is soft. Your breath is free. You're using that back leg to help you come back to warrior one. Inhale, reach your arms straight up. Warrior two, like the poised warrior you are, shoot the arms open. Good, turn the left palm up, reverse the warrior, keep that left knee steady, and then bring your left forearm to your left thigh as you exhale, reach the right arm straight up. Good, eventually extend your right arm over the right ear. The same options exist here if you want to drop that left hand down to the ground, fingertips or palm. Just keep pressing the left elbow into your left knee and driving the outer edge of your right foot down. Don't change a thing, just reach your right arm up, back to reverse warrior, inhale, pull it back. And then exhale, forearm to thigh or wherever the left hand was at. Good, inhale, come back to reverse warrior like a strong wave. Exhale, left hand down, stay here this time. Take the right hand behind your back. Wrap the inner left thigh if it's possible. And then if you want to take the full wrap, the left hand comes from the inside of the leg and grabs the fingertips of the wrist. That's only half the battle. Then you got to lean back into your leg and open that right chest. Feel the outer left hip catch fire. Now, slowly, do it slow so that you know where your limit is. Start to straighten your left leg. It might only straighten half an inch. It might go all the way straight. Good, take your time. Feel that hip start to open. Roll and pull up on that left hip. And then look down in front of your toes. In the present moment, make the decision which half moon pose you want to take. Either keep the right hand behind the back, release the left hand down, bend the left knee, crawl it forward, or try that full bound half moon. Good. That full bound half moon, really pull that right chest open and breathe as you tuck that left hip underneath you. Good. Everybody, left hand down, right arm to the sky like that bright shining star that you are. Take one more inhale here, right hand down to the ground. As you exhale, square your right hip down. Now remember this, you could just milk the tension away from your left leg or bend the knee enough to get your palms on the ground. Maybe even step the foot back slightly. Be mindful of who's around you and try your little hop-ups. Commit your right leg to staying straight. If you do that, it gets 10 times easier. Yeah, little hops are great. Big hops are terrible. Good, last few. Good, and then let's meet in that forward fold at the top of the mat. Good, just come back to a flat back inhale. That went way better than expected. Fold in as you exhale. Separate the feet, come back to yogi squat. Point your toes out a little bit and squat all the way down. Good. And again, here's yogi squat. We're going to turn this into crow pose if you want a little more. Good. Just bring the hands down to the ground. Bend the elbows enough to get your palms down. Feel the weight into the hands. Find chaturanga with the arms. You can even mess around once you get there if you want to straighten the leg behind you. Just see what works for you. Good. Last 3. And 2. We're all going to meet in down dog in 1. Step or hop the feet back. Optional vinyasa. Nice job. Good. From here, lift your right leg straight back behind you. Good. Right knee, left elbow. Hold it there. Slide it as high as you can. Now I want to see if you can straighten your right leg over there. Flex your right foot. Get it onto the floor. Spin your back foot flat. Lean into your right hand. And reach your left arm up. Good. Now if you want to lift your right foot up, you could do it. If you lift your right foot, reach out with your left hand, grab your big toe with the right foot, press that right hand down, lift the hips up a little higher. Last 3 counts. 2. And 1. Left hand down, spin onto your back toe, sweep your right leg back, inhale, pigeon pose, step the right foot through. Good, slide your left knee back. Your job here is to try to get your right shin bone parallel to the front of the mat. If it's not perfect, let go of perfection. And then if you want to fold in, you can fold in. That's optional. If you're super tight in the hips, sometimes you stay vertical. Once you listen to your hips, they'll tell you what to do. Good, and then see if you can take maybe 10 deep breaths here that cover a minute. Good. Good. So every inhale is about 5 seconds. Every exhale is about 5 seconds. And again, it's all progress. It's not perfection. It's just a practice. We're just practicing being human beings. A lot of this stuff will prepare you for the world that awaits us. You just have to see it that way. There's a little bit of truth in when Mom used to say, just take a few deep breaths. It'll be okay. And just let that breath be enough. The last few breaths. Come back to the palms. Good. Press the arms straight. Curl the back toes under. Lift your left knee. Pull the right leg all the way back behind you. Lift it high. You're going to bend that right knee. Peel the right hip open. If you want to flip it out, if you know how to, and how to do it safely, just trust your left shoulder, then flip it out. Very nice. And then flip it back around. Next to last downward facing dog. Good. Moving on. Lift your left leg back. Inhale. Left knee, right elbow. Squeeze. Feel your core strength first. Lift it high. And then straighten your left leg. Flex the left foot. Spin your right foot flat. Lean into your left hand, which is strong. And reach your right arm up. It's kind of funky. Stay here unless you're ready for it. Lift your left foot in the air. And if you do that, try to reach forward with your right fingers. Hook your big left toe. And pull that leg. Pull it. Yeah. Press that arm. 3, 2, and 1. Right hand down. Spin onto the back toe. Shoot your left leg back like a rocket. And then pigeon pose. Use the momentum. Step it through. Set the right knee down. Slide it back. Pull your heart forward and up. Take an inhale. Maybe stay here or fold in over the next exhale or several exhales if it takes you that long. Good. It'll all be downhill from here, guys. So we've been working hard. Now it's time to work soft. And just see what you can let go of. Now, the one thing that's really been with us our whole lives is our breath. Even our skin recycles itself. Or eventually there's new skin. Cells that regenerate. But every breath, every drop of water, all recycled. This next breath that you're taking now might have been Abraham Lincoln's first breath. The last 5 breaths or so. See if you can cover half a minute. All right, everybody slowly come on back to the palms. Curl the right toes under, lift your right knee. Pull that left leg all the way back up and behind you. Bend it, open it, maybe flip it if you want, you know how. So that right arm strong, both feet down, extend through that left hand. Good. And then we'll bring it back around to that last downward facing dog of the day. Good, nicely done. Everybody, take a nice big fat inhale through the nose. Stick your tongue out, let it go. Set the knees down on the floor. Go ahead and cross the ankles behind you. Sit down behind your heels. Place the legs out in front of you and reach your arms straight up above. Get as tall as you know how. Take an inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. If you're not quite able to reach the feet, no big deal. Use a towel as a strap or use a strap as a strap. Or grab the backs of your legs, the undersides, the calves. Especially if you're nursing an injury, you won't be able to bend as far forward as you might be used to. Just want to make sure this is a healing practice. It's great to be strong. It's great to be flexible and balanced. But, this is more like a lifelong journey, yoga is. It's here to stay, if you haven't noticed. Good. Take one more inhale here. Lay down on your back as you exhale. Good. Bring the knees into the chest. Happy baby pose. Reach out, grab the outer edges of your feet. Plug the knees down. Maybe rock a little left, a little right if it feels all right. Last couple minutes of any physical stuff. And let's just do one big back bend together. Place the feet on the ground right underneath the knees. So you'll know they're underneath the knees because your fingers will be able to touch the heels. Good. Press the feet down. Lift your hips up. Bridge pose or Urdhva Dhanurasana. So as you lift the hips up, maybe place the hands underneath your back, interlace the fingers, or just reach the arms down by your sides if the shoulders aren't able to touch the fingers. Otherwise, hands behind the shoulders, point the fingers forward, press all the way up into the full bow pose, or it's actually called upward facing bow. Bows on the belly. Or wheel pose, if you can crawl the hands to your ankles and grab your ankles. That's rare. Give it one last big full expression. Inhale, then release it all down as you exhale. Good. Bring the knees into the chest. Bring the hands to the inner thighs. Pull the knees towards the floor on the outsides, or hook your big toes. Burst 2 fingers if you're able to, and then straighten the legs out to the sides. Negotiate with your neighbor if you need to. But otherwise, feel the tailbone lengthen, the sacrum lengthen. Feel the inner thighs, the groin, the range of motion. Just tune into your own experience. The only thing that we all have in common, really, the main thing we have in common is that every moment in our life leading up until this exact moment brought us into this room today. Otherwise, our journeys are very different. Last inhale here, release everything down. Go ahead and straighten the legs straight up above you. Bring the palms to the floor in front of you. You're welcome to stay right here for the minute that we're going to do this. Or plow pose. Press the feet up and over your head. Be gentle with your neck. So, I read somewhere that number one cause of injuries in yoga is to look around in this pose. Try not to look around. Good. If you made it to plow pose, bring your hands to your lower back. Good. Walk your elbows in and lift your right leg up, followed by your left leg. The reason they say to do it one leg at a time, I didn't know why until I lifted both legs up at the same time and snapped my back. And I found out the hard way. So, some of this stuff is to prevent injuries. Sometimes the best teacher is an injury. Good. Just wanted a little taste of this. When you're ready, come on back to plow pose. Relax the feet back over the head. Extend your arms out in front of you, palms flat. And then take your time and roll out of your spine until your lower back touches the ground. And when it does, knees into the chest. Drop the knees to the left. Cross them if you want to go a little deeper. And then open your right arm to the right. And pick up your face, turn it to the right. And just start to let go of any remaining tension that you might be carrying. Soften any areas that might have been untouched. Hmm. As it all comes full circle with these twists. You come back to the center line. Inhale. Drop the knees to the other side. Cross them if you want to go deeper. And drop the knees to the right. Open the left arm to the left. Pick up your head. Turn it to the left. The very final spinal twist. Because now it's a little different. It's not forcing the twist. You're not even using the core. You're using gravity and surrendering. Good. Come back to the center line. Inhale. Hug the knees into the chest. Wrap the forearms around the shins. Pull everything in. Last big inhale. Hold your breath. For 5. Squeeze it all into a tiny little ball of energy. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let it all go. Shavasana. The final resting pose. Congratulations. You guys made it. Surrendering. Letting go of that breath. Let it return to its back to its natural state. And let you return back to your natural state. Nothing to do, but everything to be. So do nothing, but be everything. The deeper you go, the deeper the reward will be. And welcome to yoga. Oh, it's nice and slow. Easily come back into your bodies. One finger, one toe at a time. Stretch the arms over the heads, that full body stretch. Invite the legs to stretch forward. You take a deeper breath in through the nose, and then open the mouth, let it go. Bend the knees, grab the backs of the legs, rock and roll your way up to a final seated position where we will close the practice with the eyes closed, the shoulders relaxed, and we'll be on our way. As soon as we bring the hands to the heart center and feel gratitude, that most important muscle of all, that internal muscle of gratitude for your practice. The fact that you showed up to deepen your practice, deepen your understanding of yourself. Just see what you can do as far as keeping the energy that you've created it and apply your practice to your daily life. Wherever you can find that to fit it in. Take one last big inhale through the nose. Hold that breath in. And then bow the mind to the heart. Exhale through the mouth. Namaste.